So welcome to physics online session. In the previous class we have discussed radioactivity. In this class we will discuss law of radioactive decay. So it tells us that how fast the disintegration and decay process takes place. So what we have discussed in the last class, radioactivity. What is the radioactivity? Radioactivity is a spontaneous process. It takes place by itself. Okay. So in which particles like alpha particle, beta particle, gamma radiations will be emitted from a heavy nuclei. Okay. Why the particles are emitted from heavy nuclei only? Because heavy nuclei are unstable. So they will get stability either by emitting particles or radiation. So this process is known as radioactive decay. Now here in this class we will discuss in law of radioactive decay we will discuss how fast this decay takes place. How fast or how slow the decay process takes place. Decay nothing but disintegration, breaks down. Okay. So next the law of radioactive decay. So in any radioactive sample, in a radioactive sample like uranium or any radioactive sample, the number of nuclei disintegrating per unit time is directly proportional to the number of nuclei total number of nuclei present in the sample. Okay. So here mathematically it can be written as, first let us take let there are n be the total number of nuclei present in the sample. Okay. So let n be the total number of nuclei in the sample. Okay. So here we have to discuss, you have to express an expression that the rate of decay here, the number of nuclei disintegrating per unit time. So let delta n be the number of nuclei disintegrating okay in time delta t. Okay, let us assume we have a radioactive sample. From that delta n be the number of nuclei disintegrated. So those number of particles are those number of nuclei. Okay, let us consider there are n number of nuclei in the sample. Let in that sample, so in delta t time only delta n number of nuclei are decayed, are disintegrated, are breakdown. When they breakdown, either particles or radiation will be emitted. So not all the nuclei at a time will not disintegrate. Okay, it is a continuous process. So let us assume there are capital N number of nuclei present in the sample, and let us assume there are delta n number of nuclei are disintegrated in delta t time. Okay, so here n number of nuclei initially present in delta t time, so delta n number of nuclei are disintegrated. So by the definition of so what we have discussed in the definition in the law of radioactive decay, in a radioactive sample, the number of nuclei disintegrating per unit time. So how many number of nuclei disintegrating? Delta n number of nuclei disintegrating in delta t time. So delta n by delta t represents number of nuclei disintegrating per unit time. Is proportional to what? Is proportional to total number of nuclei present in the sample. We have taken capital N be the total number of nuclei present in the sample. So delta n by delta t is proportional to n. Okay, and it can be written as delta n by, so delta t is equals to lambda into n, where lambda is the disintegration constant. So where lambda is the disintegration constant or decay constant, disintegration constant or decay constant, decay constant. So let it be equation number 1. Okay, next. Okay, here the rate of decay here, the rate of decay can be written as dN by dt. Okay, so when delta t, when time duration is very small, when delta t tends to 0, so delta n by delta t can be written as dN by dt, and that is equals to lambda into n. So we have negative sign here, a negative sign represent, so where negative sign represents as time changes, the number of nuclei present in the sample decreases. Okay, so here delta n, actually if you do delta n final minus initial final nuclei, when nuclei disintegrates, final number of nuclei is smaller than the initial, so we'll get delta n as negative. So the rate of decay can be written as dN by, so dt is equals to minus lambda n, let it be equation number 2. Okay, so I want to rewrite this expression as, so dN by n, I want to write like this. After simplification, we can write this as, after doing cross multiplication, we can write equation number 2 as dN by n is equals to minus lambda into dt. Okay, so here now I want to integrate the above equation. So by integrating above equation between proper limits proper limits. Okay, what are the proper limits? N naught initial number of nuclei at time t equals 0. At time t equals 0, the number of nuclei present in the sample be n naught. After time t, so n be the number of nuclei at time t. After time t, we have capital N number of nuclei. Okay, let n naught be the initial number of nuclei. So within these limits, I want to integrate this equation. So integral dn by n. So initial lower limit is n naught and n is equals to minus lambda dt 0 t. Lower and upper limits of integration has taken as low initial and final times and initial and final number of nuclei. So after integrating this expression, so what we get? So 1 by n, integration of 1 by n is ln n, and the limits are n naught to 2, and that is equals to minus lambda is constant, integral dt is nothing but t, the limits are 0 to t. Okay, so in the next step we can write it as, so ln n minus ln n minus ln n naught is equals to minus lambda into t minus 0. So that implies log a minus log b or ln a minus ln b can be written as ln n naught n by n naught is equals to minus lambda into t. Actually it is to the base e. Okay, so it can be written as e power of minus lambda t. So by doing cross multiplication we get e power of minus lambda t is equals to n by n naught. Okay, so by the definition of logarithm, I wrote this one. So e power of minus lambda t is equals to n by n naught. So I want to rewrite this expression as n is equals to n naught into e power of minus lambda t. So this is the another expression. This expression is known as the law of radioactive decay. This is equation number 3. This is known as law of radioactive decay. So from this equation we can find the number of nuclei undecayed after time t, or number of nuclei present in the sample after time t. So and the graphical representation of this one can be written as like this. Okay, you can see where n equals to n naught into e power of minus lambda t. So it is almost it is exponential. The graph is exponential here. N equals to some constant e power of minus exponential graph. So here number of nuclei disintegrating falls exponentially. Okay, so falls exponentially. If you see this graph, so time is taken along. So better to take a pen here. Okay, right. Here number of time is taken along x-axis, and number of nuclei decayed is taken along y-axis. So as time goes on, so it falls exponentially. Number of nuclei disintegrating per unit time falls exponentially here. That is why we have exponential graph. So this is a graph drawn between capital N and T, where capital N number of nuclei decayed. Okay, so right. So I'm going back to that expression. So n equals to n naught into e power of minus lambda t. If you draw the graph, so time versus n graph, so the graph decreases exponentially. Okay, so it is, you can take, so here what do you understand from this concept? Here we have a, radioactive sample. We have a radioactive sample. For example, let us take, there are n hundred nuclei present in the sample. Okay, so not all the nuclei disintegrate, for example, after hundreds. uh, for example, if you consider, in order to make you understand, I'm taking one more example here. Let us take, we have 1,000 electrical bulbs. 1,000 electrical bulbs. Okay. So for example, if the warranty of this electrical bulb is given as 2 years. Okay, so their lifetime, let us assume their lifetime is about, 2 years. After 2 years, they all will not work. 1,000 bulbs, almost, more or less, almost after 2 years, 1,000, we have 1,000 electrical bulbs. After 2 years, those almost, 1,000 bulbs may not work. Okay, one, except one or two bulbs, most of the bulb will not work. Okay, so but that will, they are decayed, so we can say that 1,000 bulbs decayed after 2 years, they won't work. So in the same way, so if you want to, if you try to understand the nuclei, this is a different process. So if you have 100 nuclei, okay, if you have 100 nuclei, not all the 100 nuclei do not decay after particular time, after its lifetime. Okay, so they decay, so exponentially. So after, for example, 100 seconds, so some nuclei disintegrate. After 1,000 seconds, some more nuclei disintegrate. In this way, disintegration process is different from this example. So here I want to say here one point here: not all the nuclei disintegrate at the same time. Okay, so disintegration, the number of nuclei disintegrating depends upon the initial number of nuclei present in the sample. Okay, so for example, initially we have 100 nuclei. What is the disintegration, rate of disintegration? dn by dt is equals to minus lambda into n. Okay, so for example, initially we have 100 nuclei. For example, after, for example, half of the nuclei disintegrated. When half of the nuclei disintegrated, what happens to the number of nuclei? Becomes 50. So no, rate of disintegration no is somewhat decreased. Initially the rate of decay is large, more number of nuclei disintegrating. Okay, so and after completion of half of the sample, so the rate of decay or disintegration also decreases. Okay, for example, in one day, for example, 100 nuclei disintegrating. After completion of half of the sample, only 50 nuclei disintegrate in one day. So just I gave an example to make you understand. So I want to say one point here. So not all the nuclei disintegrate in at the same time. Okay, it takes place exponentially. Okay, right. And here, the next point here I want to say, that is rate of decay, or simply activity. Here, rate of this activity is nothing but the rate of disintegration is known as activity. So how fast and how slow they are decaying, nothing but it tells us the activity of that sample. It is said to be more active or less active, can be decided by this equation, this definition. So the rate of, the rate of disintegration, the rate of disintegration is rate of disintegration of a radioactive sample. Radioactive sample is known as is known as activity is known as activity. Okay, so mathematically it can be written as, so d n, sorry, it can be represented as r. So r is equals to dn by dt. So it always represented as, so here r equals to dn by dt. So activity of a radioactive substance is nothing but the rate of disintegration, dn by dt. So we know that we know that so n is equals to n naught into e power of minus lambda t. We need dn by dt here. So dn by dt can be written as, so n d by dt of n nothing but n naught into e power of, differentiating the equation on both sides, you will, with respect to time, you will get this expression. So dn by dt, nothing, dn by dt is equals to d by dt of n naught is constant, and sorry, I'll write the next step. Okay, like this, and not into e power, differentiation of e power of minus x, e power of minus x, nothing but e power of minus lambda t, and differentiation of this power is minus lambda. Okay, so that implies, so dn by dt can be written as, so minus lambda n naught into e power of minus lambda t. So here dn by dt is equals to minus lambda n naught into e power of minus lambda t is nothing but n. So minus lambda n. So, okay, I am writing from this expression. So minus lambda n. So but what is activity here? Therefore activity, from this expression, activity can be written as r is equals to mod dn by dt. So we'll get activity as lambda n. That implies, therefore activity of a radioactive sample can be written as, I'll write in the next step here, r is equals to lambda into n. This is called activity. So right now I want to expand this expression as lambda, where n equals to what, n naught into power of minus lambda t. So and it can be written as r is equals to r naught into e power of minus lambda t. Okay, so here where r naught is equals to lambda n naught, this is called initial activity. Okay, this is activity after time t. Okay, so activity also changes here. Activity changes, that is why the rate of disintegration is changing. Okay, so here different materials decays differently. So here before that I want to write the SI unit of disintegration here. Sorry, so SI unit of this radioactivity, SI unit of this radioactivity is becquerel. So the name of this unit came from the scientist who discovered radioactivity. A.H. Becquerel discovered the radioactivity. That is why SI unit of radioactivity is also becquerel. 1 becquerel is equals to 1 becquerel is equals to 1 disintegration. Sorry, 1 disintegration per 1 per unit time, or one decay unit time, or 1 decay per second. If one nuclei disintegrates per second, the unit is said to be 1 becquerel. There is another unit of radioactivity is also there, another unit of another unit of radioactivity is Curie. It is a Curie. So 1 Curie is equals to almost 3.1 into 10 power of 10 decay per second or 3.1 into 10 power of 10 becquerel. Why? Because decay per second nothing but 1 becquerel. So 1 Curie is equals to 3.1 into 10 power of 10 becquerel. So you can see this expression here. Sorry. Right. You can see here. Okay. Sorry, I said wrong. Here it is 3.7 into 10 power of 10. Actually, it is 3. Right. 3.7 into 10 power of 10 becquerel. Okay, this is about the radioactivity. Okay, so and law of radioactivity. This is known as another law of R equals to R naught into e power of minus lambda t is known as another law of radioactive decay. Another law of radioactive decay. Another law of radioactive decay. Okay,